an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. Let's go. I'm just telling you to fight for your dreams, but it's not what it seems. Man, it's hard to be seen when everybody wants to be king. Yeah, they all want a ring. Yeah, we all want to be free.
Welcome to Lions Nation Unite Live. We talk all things Detroit Lions news and rumors. We got a great one for you. Lions win the NFC North. We're going to get into that celebratory, giving awards to the big time game that just took place. We're going to get into Lions and Cowboys as well. Then we'll do QA with questions with you guys. We got Josh Jackson, Mofo, Jimbo Taylor, Alexis Janella, James Janella. We got Ms. Zach TJ. We got, who else in here? Jamie Butcher. We got Chrome, Frog Crop, and Chad BS in there, and 9 Drinks. Appreciate everybody hanging out for this show. And let's just get right into it. Lions win the NFC North. Man, what a great moment in franchise history. 30 years in the making. We all came in this together, and fake team. This is a fake team. It's scripted. Oh, come on, man. Look. Script in the NFL already, guys. Man, we just started this bad boy. We're already talking about scripts and that type of stuff. We just got in this bad boy. Lions win the NFC North for the first time in 30 years, and we are all here together to enjoy it. Amazing time. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year's coming up to you guys. Hopefully you had a good one yesterday. Mine, not so much. It was not the best of Christmases, but we make do with what we got going on there. So, shout out to everybody. Champions of the NFC North. It feels really good. It feels amazing. Well-deserved to the fans. Well-deserved to the players, the coaching staff, and this regime. Very difficult. Now, I don't know about you, but as you know, I've been on edge for probably 5 straight weeks, 5-6 weeks here with the games because I just wanted to win the NFC North and make the playoffs. Now that we have made the playoffs, we won the NFC North, you're going to notice my streams is going to be much relaxed now. We have did the goal. I am happy. Anything now is a plus. I'm not going to be too stressed at all. I don't care how the game happens really on Saturday. It would be a close game. You're not going to see me as stressed as I usually am because we already won the division. The monkey is off the back. That's why I was so stressed. That's why years past it probably wasn't as stressed. And I think there are a lot of people who are like that, like you guys as well. We just wanted to get to that point. Once the point was achieved, the giant relief is off all of us. We did it. We came in. We got the goal, win the NFC North. Now we can chill. And that's great. Now, it doesn't mean that it's over. It's not. It's just the beginning, just like Dan Campbell said. But for us, we made the goal because it would have been a catastrophic failure if the Lions didn't win the NFC North. If we would have lost that game on Sunday, it would have been catastrophic even today. It would be because you would have to go to Dallas. Then you're probably, right now, we're not favored to win that game. And then you would have to do it at home. And, of course, we'd be stressed. But guess what? That didn't happen. We can all be relaxed now. We can all enjoy it right now. It is here. The Lions did it. The Lions won the NFC North, and I see other fan bases mocking us. I've seen a Vikings podcaster, one of the bigger ones, mocking us. He's sour. How's that sour taste feeling? Like, there's no reason to mock it. We did something that we haven't done in 30 years. It's to celebrate it. That is awesome. The goal that we came into this season was matched. Win the NFC North. Great. Huge shout out to Dan Campbell, Sheila Ford Hamp, Brad Holmes. What a offseason they had to get to this point. Draft to get to this point. The amount of criticism that this team has taken over 3 years is immense, and they did the unthinkable. Legacy media hated Dan Campbell when we hired this guy. Thought he was a chump. Thought he's a meathead. Yeah, he's just won 20 games in the last 2 years. He just won the NFC North. 2 out of 3 seasons, 2 winning seasons so far. He's the right guy for the job. And the media mocked us, said, he's not smart. He's not a rocket scientist. Remember when everybody wanted us to get Matt Patricia, all the media? He's a rocket scientist. He's smart. Look how that worked out. Media didn't want Dan Campbell. Looked how it worked out. Worked out really good. Brad Holmes come to this draft. He was mocked. Jahmyr Gibbs, are you kidding me? You don't take a running back with the 12th pick. You could have had this player. You could have had that player. You could have had this player. Jahmyr Gibbs is just probably the most electrifying rookie right now in the NFL. He may be the number 2 running back in all football right next to Christian McCaffrey. And the reason we're in this 11 wins, and one of the reasons has to do with Jahmyr Gibbs. The other reason has to do with Jack Campbell. The other reason has to do with Sam Laporta. The other reason has to do with Brian Branch, whom the Lions got mocked for this draft. And the reason we're in this position is because of these 4 rookies getting it done. They mocked Brad Holmes. What we've done, we won the NFC North. Kudos to Sheila Foreham. What's up, Kurt Steele, man? Hey, if you want to jump in, you can, my buddy. The link is in there. My guy Kurt right there. Hope you had a good Christmas, brother. And all of that. We'll get to Q&A here second. James. CJ Gardner-Johnson, I actually expect him to play on Saturday. He's practicing. So the word is he's practicing. So I fully expect it. So does it mean that's going to happen? No. This team is fake. Explain to me how the team is fake. You cannot tell me that 1,600 players in the NFL are scripted. There's 1,600 players. All these players know that this is fake and it's NFL's a script like WWE. Is there referees I feel like that are biased? 100%. Could there be general managers that want to tank? Absolutely. Could there be people in the NFL that want set outcomes? 100%. 100%. But the NFL and every team and all these players it's impossible. I'm sorry. It's impossible for that to occur. There's no way. Let's get into the Lions and Dallas Cowboys because this game, look, Lions are not favored. We're underdogs by 6 points. 6 points. I think that's crazy. I thought it'd be maybe 3.5 points, 3.5 points. 6 points? That smells like upset to me. If you're a betting person, I would bet the Lions to cover. I still have the Dallas Cowboys winning this game. I think they are a better team at home. They're putting up 30-plus points, and if you look at their offense right now, it's amazing. 30.1 points per game. That's second in the National Football League. And a lot of this has to do with when they're at home, by the way, because they're a totally different team on the road. And obviously they're at home. Total yards per game, 394.66 in the NFL. Passing yards, 251, 6 in the NFL. Rushing yards per game, that is where they're not their best, but they're 12th in the NFL of 115. Where they're dominating, and this is something that you have to watch for this game, is they're +8 in the turnover differential. That's 5th in the NFL. They're getting turnovers like no other. They get a lot of pick sixes too. So the Lions defense is probably going to get shredded on Saturday night. I'm not going to get upset about it. It's a great offense. When an elite offense goes against your defense, you're going to get shredded. What I am hoping is the Lions defense can make 1 or 2 stops in the game. And we can take it kind of like the Chargers game. That's kind of what I expect on this game on Saturday, folks. I expect it to be it's going to be the 30s game, maybe even to the 40s, right? It's going to be, I think I have a score of 35-32, something like that. This game is going to be an offensive juggernaut for both sides of the football. The Cowboys defense is good on paper, but they have been bad the last half of the season. They're not good in the last half of the season. Points per game, they're allowing 19.15 in the NFL. But again, if you look in the second half of the season, it's been rough defensively. Total yards per game, they're 7th in the NFL, 299.7. Again, it's been rough the second half of the season. Passing yards, 184.5. They're 5th in the NFL. Again, they've been rough the second half of the season. And rushing yards per game, they're actually not good at 115.7. Lions are a great run offense. The Lions are going to put points up in this game, and we're going to run the football. But it's a really good team. Who do you got winning the game? Do you got the Lions winning? Put L. Do you got the Cowboys winning? Put C in the comment section. Blow it up. L's and C. a very Merry Christmas. Yes, Merry Christmas to everybody. Delated Merry Christmas if you didn't hear from me for. So the Cowboys offense is good. The Cowboys defense has been bad. It has been bad as of late. It started the season amazing. It's been not good as of late. The Lions is kind of the opposite. It started really rough. Well, it started good, and then it got really bad. And then the last 3 weeks, the defense has gotten better because the adjustments they made with the Futu Melifonwu, who's my defensive MVP the last 3 weeks, and Vildor coming in replace of Jerry Jacobs, who was injured, and he's losing snaps due to the fact that he hasn't been playing good. Their sack leaders, Micah Parsons, got 13. Dorrance Armstrong, 5.5. So they buy you any new Lions jersey? No. I got a Lions shirt, but that is really it. That's really it. So that's Dallas Cowboys a good team. And I know they haven't been playing good as of late, but they've been on the road as of late. They lost the Buffalo Bills. They lost the Miami Dolphins. I don't know what their team. I think they're 3-5 on the road, and they're 7-0 at home. So this game, I think it's going to be very reminiscent to the Lions-Chargers game or the Dallas Cowboys-Seattle Seahawks game, where it may come down to the last possession. Very possible that the winner of this game comes down to the very last possession. And I still, again, I think the odds makers are correct that it should be that the Dallas Cowboys should be favoring the game, but by 6 points, I think that's kind of, I like it. I like the disrespect. That to me, that's disrespectful, and maybe the Lions players will take it as disrespect and they'll play. And look, you know what I love about this game too is the Lions already secured the NFC North. They can play with so much relief that you kind of let it all fly out, all hang out in this game on Saturday. You let it all hang out, do whatever you want to do. You want to do some flea flickers, do a flea flicker. You want to do some trickery, do some trickeries. You want to go for it on 4th down. I'm all down for it in this game because everything's locked up. We are the underdogs. Why not go in there with nothing left, right? You're going in. It's like a team at the end of the year when they know they've not in the playoffs, right? Say like a team like Chicago or the Giants, a bad team. They've already been removed from everything. So the final weeks, they're just going to let it all hang out. That's what the Lions can do on this game on Saturday. And I think that absolutely gives a Lions a boost. In the Cowboys shouldn't assume that this is a gimme. I think if you're a Cowboys fan and you're assuming this is a gimme, that's a mistake. And the Lions can come in there and win this game because the Cowboys offense is great. The Lions offense is great. Points per game, Lions putting up 27.3, fifth in the NFL. Total yards per game, 394.4, third in the NFL. Passing yards per game, 253.0, fifth in the NFL. Rushing yards per game, 141.1, third in the NFL. Turnover differential, guess what? Lions are -2 now. -2. That's 20th in the NFL. They got better. They're peaking at the right time, right? The turnovers are now going in the right Lions direction. Lions offense is going on all cylinders. The defense is starting to pick up. So you got a Lions team right now that's going in the right direction. The right direction. And that's scary. So if they assume that this is going to be some sort of easy thing for them, they're mistaken. Lions defense, we're not good in allowing the passing yards, but we're 4th best in the rush defense, only allowing 90.6. The Dallas Cowboys is going to have to beat us in the air, and that gives opportunities for turnovers. Same desperation as Minnesota did since Dallas already. I think the Dallas's desperation. I think both Dallas, Detroit are both going to be fighting hard in this game because, first off, the East is not locked up. It's going to come down to the final game for the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. So their division is not locked up. They're going to be fighting. Also, there's 3 teams at 11-4. Everyone's fighting for that number 1 seed because the 49ers lost last night. So the Dallas Cowboys is going to be fighting for quite a bit. So I think that they will be. But I do think that there is more stress on them, more monkey on their back than it is for the Lions because the Lions are already locked up. They haven't. So they may be pressing a little bit more. I think they'll be pressing a little bit more. But Dallas is a great game. Overall, I do got the Cowboys winning this game. What is my prediction here? I got 35-32 Dallas winning. I would say if I'm to do a percentage in this game, I would get 60% Dallas, 40% Lions. And that's not that's not a gimme for the Dallas Cowboys. So it's anyone's game. And look, it's anyone's game. Anyone's game on Saturday. Lions can win it. Look, the Lions got the path to the number 1 seed. It's unbelievable, but the Lions have the path to the number 1 seed. If the Lions defeat the Dallas Cowboys on Saturday, they defeat the Minnesota Vikings final week of the year, and the 49ers lose one of the next 2 games, the Lions are the number 1 seed in the NFC. Believe that. And they're going to play for that on Saturday. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable that's the case, but it is. It is absolutely the case. The Lions do have the chance for the number 1 seed. I'm going to give it, man, look, if the Lions win on Saturday, I would give it 50% chance that they get it because I think the Rams can beat the 49ers. But you know what I love too? It's a win-win that took place last night. Say the Lions, look, the Rams, right? No matter what, the 49ers are going to face the Rams hard in that final game. So that's a win-win for the Lions. If the Rams win and the Lions potentially could get the number 1 seed, that's great, right? If the Rams lose, guess what? That's good for the playoff seeding. So, and the Lions potentially could get that number 2 seed. Right now, the Lions can get the number 2 seed on their own. All they got to do is to win the next 2 games. Right now, Philadelphia right now is in that slot. But if the Lions win the next 2 games, the Lions would move to that slot because they'd have the better overall record versus teams. Right now, it's not the case because we haven't faced the Dallas Cowboys yet and the Vikings again. But if the Lions win the next 2, the Lions, folks, will get the number 2 seed. So we control our destiny for the number 2. We need a little bit of help for the number 1, and we cannot get no worse than the number 3. Lions are sitting pretty, and that's all we can ask for. We're sitting pretty, so be happy for our Detroit Lions. What seed do you guys think the Lions are going to get? 1, 2, or 3? 1, 2, or 3? Let me know in the comments below. I'm curious to see what you think on this one. I still think, man, I want to say the number 2 seed. I really do. I got to see this. If the Lions beat the Dallas Cowboys, I will say 2 or 1. I think the Lions win that final game versus the Vikings. If they win, on Saturday, they have something to play for the following game versus the Vikings. If the Lions lose on Saturday, I think the Lions would play their starters maybe for a quarter versus the Vikings and rest everybody else. We got 1, we got 2, we got 2, 2, 2. I'll go 3. I'll still go 3 because I am an odds person. I do believe in statistics, and right now the Lions, statistically speaking, have the best odds at 3. But if the Lions win on Saturday, I will move that to 2 or 1. I think they would win that Vikings game. It's going to be hard though. This Saturday's game at Dallas is going to be hard. But look, this is their final game at home. I believe it's final Dallas game at home. Let's go ahead and give them a 7-1. Let's go ahead and on the road get that win. We do that. It's great. Curtis Steele says 3. Jerome says 3. Chad says 3 as well. Let's go ahead and get it done. It can get done. And look, Lions are sitting pretty, right? We're tired of hearing, well, are the Lions to the caliber of the Dallas Cowboys? Are the Lions to the caliber of the Philadelphia Eagles? We've been hearing this all year. We have a chance to prove it on Saturday. Even if the Lions lose the game, say by 3 points, say the Lions lose game by 3 points, and Dallas ends up being a wild card because Philadelphia easily could win out. Say no matter what, the Dallas Cowboys then have to come to Detroit at some point in the playoffs because the Lions win the first playoff game. I would bet the Lions to win at home. I would bet the Lions to beat even if we lost on Saturday, because I do have the Cowboys winning. If the Cowboys have to come to Detroit in the playoffs, I would bet the Lions to win that game, to win that home game. And you're right, James, 100%. You are what your record says you are. 3-11-4 teams. And I made a video on this today, and I think this is hilarious. I want your guys' reaction to it right now because I haven't seen the comments. Jay Glazer yesterday was on Fox Sports talking about head coach of the year. I thought this dude literally just shot himself in the foot twice in the points he made. He said the reason Dan Campbell probably shouldn't get it is because the Lions were expected to win this year. Even though he says I would give it to the 49ers, I'd give it to the Philadelphia Eagles and the Cleveland Browns for head coach of the year. That's what he's saying. Even though those teams were expected to win this year. Those teams were expected, but the Lions, Dan Campbell, because we were expected to win this year, that's why he's not. Then he says, you also got to give it to the teams with the best records. And he goes, the 49ers, the Philadelphia Eagles have the best records. So you probably got to go that way. Even though the Detroit Lions got the same record as the San Francisco 49ers and the Philadelphia Eagles. We literally got the same record. It's 11-4. So he shot himself in the foot. Now, if he would have said, in which he did make a point about the Cleveland Browns, and I do agree. I think Stefanski should be in for it because they are on their fourth quarterback. And I can agree with that he should be in the conversation because of a situation like that. But to say, well, because they're expected to win and you got to go by the record, it really shoots himself in the foot because I don't think he reminded that we got the same record and all of them expected to win this year. D'Amico Ryans, you can definitely put that in there, Knight. I think he won't get it because they have lost as of late, but 100% he could be. I agree with you. Him, Stefanski. I don't even know the head coach of the Indianapolis Colts. I think should be in the conversation. I think Dan Campbell should be the head coach of the year. I think it's Dan Campbell's to lose. Okay. I don't think anybody expected the Lions to win the division this early. And I don't think anybody expected the Lions to have a chance for the number 1 seed with 2 games to go. I don't think that's the case at all. I think it's Dan Campbell's job to lose because of where we're at right now, how this team's playing offensively, defensively, we're starting to do better. How we've matched up with the rest of the NFL. There's only one team with a better record than the Detroit Lions, and that's Harbaugh from the Baltimore Ravens. That is it. They're a 12-win team. The Lions are an 11-win team. Harbaugh probably should be in the mix as well. Why not? But he should be, hands down. He's the betting favorite. Dan Campbell should win Coach of the Year. Brad Holmes, Executive of the Year. I agree. He should absolutely be Executive of the Year. Everybody mocked this guy for his draft picks, and he turned around and he drafted these players that have done a phenomenal job. He should absolutely, fundamentally be Executive of the Year. He took Jahmyr Gibbs, Jack Campbell, Brian Branch, and Sam Laporta. 2 are having rookie seasons like never before seen. Okay? 2 of them. Brian Branch was in the conversation of being Defensive Rookie of the Year for many weeks, and he makes great plays. He's just a phenomenal player right now. Okay, Jack Campbell's done a really good job. You're not hearing his name all over the place, but he's done a really good job at linebacker, and he's getting better every week. So absolutely, he should be Executive of the Year. That's not even a question. When you do the type of draft that he did, because folks, yeah, you can get free agents. General managers are graded on free agents, trades, in the draft, but 75% of it's the draft. That's how that's why this team is good, is we've drafted so well 3 years, and he just had a draft of the freaking century. So 100% he should be Executive of the Year. Absolutely. Brad Holmes on draft day, he should be. That movie should be made for him. Okay, what he did was phenomenal. You got the best running back by trading back. Maybe he's up there. Look, if we're sitting at 6, we didn't have an opportunity to get CJ Stroud, right? So CJ Stroud and Bryce Young, they went 1. We sitting at 6. The guy who we wanted was the cornerback from the Seattle Seahawks. He got taken. We trade back, and we may get the most explosive player in the draft in Jahmyr Gibbs. With that trade, you get Sam Laporta, who's the best tight end in the draft, who's having a top 4 season right now, who's going to be he's going to be an all-pro tight end at a rookie. He's going to be in the Pro Bowl. Brian Branch, getting him in the 2nd round, getting Hendon Hooker in the 3rd round, who's going to be our backup next year. Teddy Bridgewater, a cheap backup. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Folks, if you got questions, put it in the comment section right now. I'm going to take your questions. But do a hashtag, and then I can see it. Will Chauncey Gardner play? Will Chauncey Gardner in Houston play? Houston's not playing. He's not activated. James Houston's not activated. I expect him potentially to get activated tomorrow to start the 21-day window, but he's not activated yet, so he's not going to be playing on Saturday. CJ Gardner-Johnson, I expect him to play on Saturday. We haven't had a word. My expectations, he plays on Saturday. That's my personal expectation. It may change, but I do expect him to play on Saturday to make his return. Stroud Hurd, I see Gibbs having a legitimate chance at Rookie of the Year. I still would get James. I still definitely give it to CJ Stroud because what he's done is amazing. But should be in the conversation? Yeah, I guess so. I still would give it to CJ Stroud hands down, just because what he's done on the field is just, I think the last person you say is maybe like a Dan Marino type of rookie season. Let's see. Here's players have to execute. Yep, 100%. And that's why, like when the Lions defense was struggling, I didn't just blame it on Aaron Glenn. I blamed it on the players. I blamed it on Brad Holmes for not getting some pass rushers, Aaron Glenn. But Aaron Glenn made the two things that we all, one major one, and that was removing Jerry Jacobs. We all wanted that. It was like 4 weeks in the making. We were talking about it. Like, they got to do something. And he did, and it's been great. Tracy Walker, the Afutu Melifonwu thing is awesome. He made the move. I got to give credit to Aaron Glenn for making the move. I don't think anybody expected Melifonwu to play the way that he's playing right now, but he made the move, and you got to give him credit for it. Afutu Melifonwu right now is playing like he's the best defensive player on this team the last 3 weeks, hands down. Hands down. Afutu Melifonwu was playing like an all-pro. We're watching last night. Who's the safety that? I love the safety that was coming out of the draft. I liked Aiden Hutchinson. And I forgot the safety. God dang, the safety from the Ravens last night. He's just having an all-pro year. Afutu Melifonwu was playing like him right now. The last 3 weeks, this guy I don't know what has happened to Iffy, but he'd been playing like a player who was potentially not making 53 Rams roster to being the biggest impact player on defense. Amazing. So if he keeps it up, boy. Look, I like CJ Gardner-Johnson. They're going to have to figure a way to have Iffy. Yeah, Kyle Hamilton, correct. Kyle Hamilton. He's playing like Kyle Hamilton right now, 100%. And they're playing very similar too, and they're very similar in size and stature. So it's funny to see because Iffy is playing like a Kyle Hamilton right now, and that's freaking amazing because Kyle Hamilton's a great safety. He's all pro. But if he is playing it right now, will he go to the Pro Bowl this year? Probably not. No, because it's just been 3 weeks, and he just played, but he's playing amazing. And if he's got to be on the field. I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't care. When CJ Gardner-Johnson comes back, if he's got to be on the field as well. If he's CJ Gardner-Johnson, Brian Branch, figure a way for these guys. If you got to put Brian Branch, keep him at nickel. If you got to somehow make Iffy, play even outside corner at maybe the number 2 in place of Vildor or whatever, figure a way. This guy's making plays. He's fast. He's blitzing. He's tackling. He's getting interceptions. When you have playmakers, have them on the field. Point blank, period. Soaring Eagle Casino, I haven't heard anything yet. If I do, I'll let you know. But I haven't heard anything. Let's see. Who do you move if CJ comes back? I would probably look at that number 2 corner spot. Or just have a mixture of maybe you put in Iffy in replace of if they're doing a third linebacker. Like sometimes they have Jalen Reeves-Maybin in there. Maybe you'd leave Iffy. Iffy's got to be on the field. Point blank, period. Don't know how, don't know way. Let's see. Would you take CJ over Iffy? Yeah, CJ Gardner-Johnson's proven too. Look, he was he was one of the best safeties in all football last year. He's a great safety. He's still a great safety. He's great communication. He's got to be on the field. Like we've had communications issues in the secondary. CJ Gardner-Johnson's going to fix that. Like that. He's got to be on the field. He's a playmaker. Just because he hasn't been on the field doesn't mean that he sucks. CJ Gardner-Johnson is a confident. He's an all-pro safety. He's got to be on the field. Iffy balling, CD coming back and having Branch. We should run nickel. Yeah, you could do that. Big hunts. I agree with you. Do set packages like that. 100%. 100%. I agree with you. But he's got to be on the field. Kirby Joseph, he played well. 2 interceptions. Is he having issues? Yeah. But he's making plays. He's making plays. Is he the perfect safety in the National Football League? Nope. I like him though, but he's got to be on the field. Maybe you can put some times where if he's there inside, I don't know, but Kirby Joseph is doing his thing, and he's not the best safety in the world, but he's doing a good job with the turnovers. Does he get beat on occasion? Yeah, he does. Our defense is going to get beat on occasion, folks. Our defense is going to get beat. But it's important to have the playmakers make plays, and interceptions change games. Turnovers win you games and lose you games. With Kirby Joseph, the way he's getting interceptions, and Iffy and CJ Gardner-Johnson, and same with Brian Branch, these guys got to be on the field. Playmakers are going to make plays. You win the turnover battle, you win the game. We end up being +3 in the turnover differential. This last game, we won, right? Because we had 4 interceptions. We fumbled the ball 1 time. Got to have our playmakers on the field. Bruce Irvin activate. I hope so, James. I hope so. I want to see him out there. He's good for, like I said, 11 to 15 plays. Yeah, why not? Yeah, 100%. The depth of the Lions is going into the playoffs it's getting better, especially at safety. It's not how you start a season. It's not how the middle works. It's how you finish. The Lions are getting healthy, both offensively and defensively, and we're winning, man. That's how you want to go into the playoffs. Springboard yourself. Imagine if the Detroit Lions beat the Dallas Cowboys on Saturday. The confidence of this football team, watch out, Minnesota, because they're going to steamroll you. If they go to Dallas and they give Dallas their first home loss, you don't think the Lions' confidence is going to explode? So is CJ Gardner-Johnson back there. Ali McNeil could be back. Will he get activated? I don't know if it's this week, Python, or next week. Let me see if I can get that for you right now. Let me see if I get you right now. Okay. So like I expected, folks, great news. It just broke. I said this about 20 minutes ago. I said I expect James Houston to be activated to start the 21-day window tomorrow. It looks like he's going to be in the practice field tomorrow. So the 21-day window for James Houston may start tomorrow per Pride of Detroit right now. I'm Ali McNeil. Let me see if I can find anything on it. Nothing on that yet. It could be. I don't know if it's tomorrow or next week. If it end up being the 4 weeks. So it could be sooner. But again, Isaiah Buggs. He's been playing for the Lions defensive line. And every time this guy plays, the defensive line plays much better. He is a key to this bad boy. It is huge news. It is huge. Don't expect I'm telling you right now, don't expect James Houston to play until the playoffs. There's really no reason to play him before then. Let him take the 21-day window. There's no reason for it. Get him 100% ready for the playoffs. So I wouldn't expect him to play until we host a playoff game. Whenever we play, if we get the number 1 seed, we play week 2 of the playoffs, or if we're in the number 2 or 3 seed and we play week 1, that's when I expect James Houston to make his return. Oh man, adding James Houston, CJ Gardner-Johnson, Ali McNeil will be back. And you still have Bruce Irvin. The Lions defense, talent-wise, is upgraded. Iffy in there, and Vildor over Jerry Jacobs. All you need is a couple stops. Look. $2 super chat. Thank you so much. Going to corral the Cowgirls for the number 1 seed. Love it. Thank you so much for that $2 super, D James ZW. Awesome. Appreciate you, my guy. Ultra Combo! All you need is this defense to make a couple of stops in a game. And I trust this offense to mass up points. You do that, we win some of these games. Make maybe 1 or 2 stops for the Dallas game. We can win that game. All you got to do is make 1 or 2 stops. That's all you got to do, because I trust the Lions offense can put up points. If we're to face Philadelphia in Detroit, just make 1 or 2 stops. The Lions, they can beat them. With the San Francisco 49ers, folks, right now I'd have the 49ers to beating us. Is it a realm possibility that the Lions could beat the 49ers? It is. Is it out of the realm? No, I don't think so. I think if they're to play 10 times, I think you'd pick San Francisco maybe to win 6 or 7. The Lions can win. Lions can win. Is CJ Gardner-Johnson playing? I believe he'll play. I expect him to play. Will he? We'll find out when game day comes because he'll be questionable. That's the way I expect it to be. So we won't know until game day, but I expect him to play. They're being careful with activations. Yep, they are. I agree with them, Kurt Steele. They're going to be careful with it. Especially CJ Gardner-Johnson's a little bit different than James Houston. They'll be a little bit more careful with James Houston. Vildor's playing well. Yeah, he is. Like is he playing great? No. Is he playing well? Yeah. We don't need. Look, our defense. We just need to play well. We were playing terrible. Like Jerry Jacobs was getting owned on every play. We just needed elevation of it, and they did, and that's why you're seeing what's happening right now. How many times have we put up 30 this year? 9 or I think it was 8. 8, and that's most in the NFL. I think. Could you imagine rushing 5 with Houston and Hutch, 5th rounder Brian Banch seeding iffy a big hunts? Man, look, man, we're peaking at the right time, and players are playing well. Iffy, huge shout out to Iffy. Let's make the opportunity to appreciate Sheila. Sheila Hamp deserves a lot of love, Kurt Steele. Sheila Hamp, and I hope in the playoffs she comes out there, and I hope people cheer because last time she came out, she got booed with Megatron. No more should she get booed. No more. Is it me or is it just a lot of poor ball sports in this game? A lot is me or a lot of, what's pissing, frustrating me. And I was watching the game last night is the referees. Are you kidding me? The referee is laying on the ground. The Lamar Jackson trips over him. You have the commentators laughing. The referees laughing. Impacted a game for a safety. Did it ultimately mean anything? No, because the Ravens won. But that's not dude, why is the refs always impacting the game as much as they do? This year has been awful. It's shameful watching how the referees are calling these games. All these games I'm watching. It is the NFL has a referee problem, and it's shameful, and I'm tired of watching it. And it's ridiculous that coaches and players get fined for criticizing referees when the referees have been terrible. I will take the replacement referees over this year. They've been bad, man. They've been horrible. Am I afraid of Seattle and the Rams? The 49ers have seen all these interceptions. The Rams, I'm nervous about. Why am I nervous? Because I've seen Stafford do it before. The Seattle Seahawks, you know what? I want to face Seattle. I want to face Seattle at home. I want to face Seattle or Green Bay because I want redemption. Seattle's got our number. They've beaten us, I think, 3 or 4 games straight. I want to beat Seattle, and I want to beat Green Bay for them beating us on Thanksgiving. I want to get right game. Or I want to get right after what happened. She had nothing to do with Tron. Absolutely. Yeah, I know. Should have called the play dead. I think so. Yeah, but I think they should. There's got to be something on that, right? Like I've seen plays before where referees, like the football hits them, they're in the way or whatever, but you got to call it dead in my opinion, man. You do got to call it dead. You're not getting a safety if he falls over the referee. He'll throw the ball away. He's already running. All you had to do is throw the ball. He would have done that. I don't do politics on this channel. Rig for 4 years. Face fears. Yeah, I don't do it. We deal with politics forever. So I don't, 7 days a week. So I don't deal with it when I'm live. Can't wait for this defense to be full strength in the playoffs. Yeah, we are going to be full strength, and that's awesome. And look, if you look at the Philadelphia Eagles, they're not trying to right. I know they got that win over the Giants. They lost 3 straight, barely beat the Giants. They look bad, man. If you're to ask me right now, I think the Lions could beat the Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah. At Philadelphia, I think the Lions could beat the Philadelphia Eagles. Lions are a better team right now than Philadelphia. I do have the Lions losing to Dallas at Dallas, but if Dallas had to come to Detroit, I'd take Detroit. San Francisco, the odds I would put at San Francisco, but I think the Lions could win a game. So Lions are peaking at the right time. Some of these teams are not playing good. Dallas, I think, didn't they lose 2 or 3 straight? So we absolutely control the clock, and the Lions can run the football. I think this is what people and analysts right now are not understanding. Everybody goes back to the Lions. Well, they got destroyed. They lost to the Packers. They lost to the Bears. Our offensive line wasn't healthy in those games. If you watch any game, when the Lions' offensive line is healthy, they dominate offensively. They could do any part of the playbook. It doesn't matter what defense is out there. They're worried about, the defense from the Vikings. We just put up 30 points. Okay. This offensive line's healthy. It's healthy right now, and we can run the football on anybody. Anyone. And when you can run the football the way that we are, you can beat any team. You could beat the San Francisco 49ers. You can beat the Dallas Cowboys. And if we were to go up against the Baltimore Ravens again, I still have the Ravens winning the game. But if you can run the football, I think they would play much better than last time. $10 super by my SZAKTJ. Thank you. Outstanding pockets. Looking forward to see what our defense do 100%. Thank you so much, my SZAKTJ. I appreciate you for that super chat. Thank you so much. I'd love to see us against Stafford at home. Oh, man. I'm worried about that game, PC. I don't want to face Stafford at home. I don't want to, man. I've seen Stafford comebacks, and that's just not the game I want. I really don't want to do that, man. When's the last time Dallas play? When I think we faced Dallas. I don't know the last time we played them. They beat us, but it's always a close game, man. How many times have we faced Dallas and it's within the last possession? I think like the last 5 games we played Dallas, it's been like that. It's always a close game with Dallas for whatever reason. It's always been like that, and I expect it to be like that again. I have a huge critic of the Ford fan for 45 years, but like you with your commentary on this team's praise, I praise due. Sheila, yeah, we're not here. Without Sheila, she's not here. And it's okay to criticize and then praise when they're doing great. That's the whole point. So you had the right to criticize the Fords, but she deserves praise. Absolutely. You need to have competition and practice. Linebacker blitz, better blitz scheme than the linebackers. I think they're getting better. They're doing a lot with Iffy, and that's helping out with this blitz because Iffy's fast. How many spots open for a playoff roster? 4 playoff spots open up for a playoff roster. I don't know what the question really is. Rephrase it, Chad, and I will answer it for you. Let's see. Looking for hashtags. Jamal Williams fumbled. Yeah, he made a mistake. He made a mistake, but you want to know what? I'm glad he made that mistake because I'm happy with David Montgomery. I think this is a great 1-2 punch, man. It's the best combination because Montgomery's averaging 5 yards a carry. Jahmyr Gibbs is 9.1. I think if we had Jamal Williams, he'd probably be averaging like 3.5. So David Montgomery's doing a better job. I'm happy for it. They got Craig Reynolds, who's number 3. It's just a great. If you haven't been at home game at Ford, please talk about the Rams will murder us. Goff, as long as there's 5 starters, I will pick the Lions. You're telling me I haven't been at Ford Field, and I need to shut the F up. Come on, man. I've streamed at Ford Field. I've been to Ford Field many, 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 many times. Yeah, I am worried about the Rams and Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford's done it. Okay, he's done it at Ford Field 1 trillion times. We have seen Stafford comebacks. And am I worried about that? Yeah, I am worried about a Stafford comeback. When we had Stafford, you know what I would always say? We have Stafford comebacks. Is he the greatest quarterback in the world? No, because I think he throws a lot of pick sixes. Can he do if the Lions are up 6 points and there's 1 minute to go, Stafford's got to go 75 yards. Could you see a situation where Stafford can get that touchdown? I think everybody can. Okay, I just don't want that to come down to that. That's the thing. I don't want that to come down to that. That's why I don't want to play him here. Could the Lions beat them? Yeah. Will the Lions be favored? Yeah. But I've seen it too. It's okay. It's okay to give credit where credit's due. I'm not no Stafford slappy. I loved the Stafford Goff trade. I thought it was a great trade. Go back to it. A lot of people hated it. I loved it. Question, why a timeout at half? William Eaton, I thought that was stupid. That taking that, I thought that was too aggressive, and I agree with you. If you're watching the stream, I was very upset about that. Taking that timeout and that big old 3rd and 16, and they're just going to let the clock run out, man. We're being too aggressive. It's like, bruh, let the clock run out, go up by 10, and then we end up only going up by 3. We got What Up Doe to Speak Easy. What's up, man? Make sure you subscribe to Woodward Heavyweights. Speak Easy. He agrees. Speakeasy lives in Detroit. He's seen a trillion games. He knows exactly what we all have. It's okay to give credit where credit's due. It's okay. We've seen Stafford do that. I still like, you ask me, look, who would you take right now, Stafford or Jared Goff? The reason I'm taking Jared Goff is because he throws. I feel like Jared Goff is conservative, and this offense, you just need to be you don't have to take the billion. You don't have to do tight windows. You don't have to take all the shots. You can. You just basically need to be a game manager, and I trust Jared Goff more as a game manager. As Stafford, I feel like he'd throw a couple pick sixes or a couple picks. That's why I'd take. So I'm not no Stafford slappy. Stafford does have the better arm, but I think that Jared Goff makes better decisions, and I'll take the better decisions right now. #FGB. Will you see Tyson Alalalu for the playoffs? Will we see? Ooh, probably not. Probably not. Probably not, because we already got Lee McNeil getting close to returning. We played Dallas last in 2019. Yeah, I think we lost that game. You know, Dragon fan and everybody's been watching this team. We've always been close, Dallas back and forth. I agree. No, I agree with you, Speaking 100%. I said I have. You have the Lions by -3, so you're betting the Lions to win by 3. I would have the Dallas by. I have Dallas as the favored by 3, in my opinion, but Vegas has them by 6. I think that's ridiculous. Take Detroit to cover. If you are betting people, look, I don't get paid on this channel to talk about betting. I'm just telling you right now, the Lions will cover the 6. Goff 100%. Yeah, I agree. Because I think like Stafford's got a better arm. I think he's got an elite arm. He's got a great arm. He can do the Stafford comeback. We've seen it. He's a gunslinger. But I hate picks. Anyone that knows me, like I hate interceptions. It drives me crazy. Turnovers drives me crazy. And I still trust Jared Goff more than Stafford in the interceptions category. So, yeah, Stafford probably is the better quarterback, but for this offense and what I prefer, I would take Goff just because of the turnovers and how he can manage the offense. He can manage it. Game manager's not a bad thing to say. I know a lot of people is like, oh, game manager is bad. Not for this offense. You don't need to have right now, we don't need to have, one of those guys getting it done. Like we just don't, because we have such a great all around offense, from tight ends to offensive line to running backs to receivers. That's the way that I'd put it there. How about not being able to get a play called in the fourth quarter, going from 2 to short to 3rd and forever? That was like, man, what was up with the Lions and delay of games? We had 3 delay of games called. It would have been 4 if there wasn't a timeout. What the heck? That was weird, man. That was weird. I don't expect that to happen again. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. Those penalties, those delay of games was a weird thing. Weird thing. Lions, I do think, are better than the Rams. Yeah, I do. I think the Lions are a better football team. See, Stafford and Goff would be 2 different types of offenses. Yeah, I think it is. They're 2 different type of quarterbacks. Jared Goff is more of the thinker, right? He's going to stand in there. He's going to manage the game, and that's not a bad thing. Please stop negative commentation there. He's going to take the less likely route of getting a turnover. Jared Goff's Stafford's more aggressive. He will throw it and dart it into those holes. Now that can make miraculous plays like with the Stafford comebacks, but also could be a miraculous pick six. So that's the two different. They're two different quarterbacks. And I think both teams got it. Like the trade was a good trade for both teams. Like it's a win-win. I'm happy. I think Lions fans are happy. Jared Goff did something that Stafford could never do, win the NFC North, right? Stafford's happy. They won in Super Bowl a couple years ago, so it's a win-win trade, man. Rather throw a duck than I agree. I would rather throw ducks than interceptions all day. I would do that 100 times over. I think Goff going to win in Dallas with the naked bootleg. Man, I hope so. My favorite Holmes quote: "It's easier to get worse at quarterback than it is to get better." But don't discount Hendon Hooker. Here's the thing: like, I am not a Goff slappy. I'm a fan of the team, not the player. So whoever is the best at any position, I'm all for. So just because Hooker is the backup now, he's not going to be a starter this year, probably not even next year at all. But doesn't mean that you can never look and be like, oh, is this guy better? Could you upgrade? Oh, I'm always looking for upgrade, and that's any position. So I mean, it's not towards Jared Goff or anybody. It's an upgrade for any position through any coaching position as well. Anything. Always looking to upgrade. Always the draft, upgrade. I'm always there for that. The same year they host the draft, Dan Campbell has changed the way that the coach views fourth down. Teams are going for it in fourth and early, 100%. A lot of people's doing it. Hell, you got the Denver Broncos. They have a Dan Campbell play. Dan Campbell. I thought that was the most respect ever. It's awesome. Same year as those draft. Yes, their rushing defense is not good. I think the Lions den 3-3 is going to run the football. I mean, could the Lions put up over 200 yards rushing? They could. I think this is a great opportunity. Look, if you want to make this game manageable, like if you want to give the Lions a shot and you know that the Cowboys offense is great, what do? Run the football, keep them on the sideline. Run the football, keep them on the sideline. Run 2 out of 3 plays. Man, look, Lions get 4 or 5 yards carry. Like I expected, just run the football. Don't overthink it sometimes. Control the clock, run the football. That's what you do on the road. Hey, Mike, what was your thoughts on picking Sebastian Joseph Day? I think he'd be a huge addition to our team if we're able to sign him. I haven't thought anything of it, Venom. I'll take more look at it another time. We have been cool if Denver called Dan Campbell playing fourth down. That would have been great. Maybe a little bit confusing. We played Dallas last year. Williams fumbled on the goal line. What was that last year too? Yeah. So, look, man, we've played them a lot. I don't know what it is, but we've played Dallas quite a bit. And they're always close games every year. Lions will run Dallas out of Dallas. And that's what I'm saying. They're 6-point favorites. Folks, Lions always plays Dallas hard. I would not have them 6-point favorites. Man, that's disrespectful. Disrespectful. And I like it. You know that the Lions players, CJ Garner-Johnson, all these guys are reading into that. Oh, 6-point favorites, huh? Okay. You think we're that bad? All right. Well, we're going to have to show you. Hooker is one injury away from getting playing time, not wishing. Yeah, 100%. And that's why you get a guy like that. Look, people say like, oh, I remember before the season started, you don't want to get a quarterback. Who cares about the backup quarterback? Who cares about drafting a young quarterback? We don't need that. We got Jared Goff. Ask all these teams that lost all these quarterbacks. I mean, Jesus. The Browns are on their 4th quarterback. Teams are losing quarterbacks, so you can never have enough depth at the quarterback position. I'm always for it because if you lose your quarterback, the season's over. Like your season's done. If you have a competent backup quarterback, you can continue to play. So man, I love the Hendon Hooker pick. I love that we signed Teddy Bridgewater. I'm not worried about the quarterback position. The Lions can still win if Jared Goff were to go down for a couple series or maybe a game. I'm confident that the Lions could still make this offense go. Would it be as good as Jared Goff? No, but could they hold the fort down? Yes, they can hold the fort down. All you got to do is hand it off in a couple play actions. The Lions good to go. Dallas is struggling in the red zone. They have been struggling, Derek, but they are much better at home. It's like night and day, so we'll see. But I appreciate everybody hanging out today. This was a great show. I appreciate it, folks. I got to continue to work here. Got to do some other stuff. I'll be live on my personal channel on Thursday and live for the game on Saturday. Get ready for that, 7 p.m. Adios.
I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me. And what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan. Your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be f***ing sour. Take a cold shower. Scream until you're louder. Work until you're prouder. And f*** all the doubters, they're just your downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now.